We're good.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for meeting us at 8:30 to go over the Legal Services Committee. You should have a copy of the contract for Steve McIsaac that has been reviewed by an outside attorney. I'm sorry?
Did you read into the closed session now?
Oh, this one here. Okay. Before we go further, I will read us into a closed session. Pursuant to the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, Section 2.2-3711.A1 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the VRE Operations Board's Legal Services Committee convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing one personal matter involving an appropriate appointee of the commissions.
Second, Crystal.
Thank you, Katie. Appreciate it. Okay. So we are in closed session, and the purpose of this meeting is you've had time to look over the contract.
Could you pause for just a second?
Yes, I'm sorry.
So we're going to start the closed session. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we're getting the computer into closed session. Thank you.
Highways can do it, but it takes an act of Congress literally for us to do a rail bridge. Congress passed that. It's been a year in the making on December 21st, and we thought, that was it. But we did hold our breath until the president signed it on December 27th. And so that legislation was passed. It was patroned by Senators Keene and Warner. It was patroned by Congressman Whitman and Beyer in the House, supported by every member of the Virginia delegation, members from Maryland and DC. And it was a great collaborative effort, even with our CSX partner, to be able to move that forward, but extremely important. However, of all the things that happened in December of 2020, I will say the end of 2020, none more important, because the first decision came on November 20th, and that was the VRE board signing off on being a partner with us in this initiative. And then on December 3rd, the sign off from PRTC and MBTC. I cannot thank you enough. We are not able to deliver this rail improvement, performance, and reliability without VRE. So I truly thank you all for making that possible. We are in the final weeks of negotiations with CSX and Amtrak. And so we hope to be able to conclude those negotiations in the very near future. I will just say from a personal perspective that through the pandemic and through these uncertain times, and not just uncertain for us, but for all of our partners, as you well know, keeping everyone at the table, maintaining these commitments has been really the majority of our work and energy over this last year. And as of this moment, I can tell you that everyone is at the table, everyone is working and maintaining their commitments. And again, just an amazing collaborative effort. So as we enter the 2020 session, I'll be speaking to House Appropriations later this morning. It's really interesting that this session, I believe, is just more fundamental than perhaps we have approached other sessions. As we do this, we are still managing COVID. We have the vaccine rollout for essential workers. We still are facing the financial implications, not just through 22, but what are the implications in the longer term regarding the recovery as we maintain our priorities and keep Virginia moving. A huge part of our focus is integrating the omnibus bill and fully implementing those programs by 2024. And much of that work is going to be done this year in 2021. Some of those programs, as some of you know, is the introduction of the Virginia Passenger Rail Authority. Rich Dalton, VRE, are ex officio members of that board. Rich, I do believe you have your third meeting coming up in January 25th in the not too distant future. Can I just say we have such incredible people on this board. So thank you for that. The introduction also in the omnibus of the Transit Ridership Incentive Program, trying to reduce barriers for all Virginians to transit access. We are creating a special structures fund. We are restoring funding to MVTA. And when I say that, I always say, oh, I can hear that silent clap in the background. Part of it is coming through the transient occupancy tax, the grantor's tax, but also a direct off the top payment of $20 million a year to MVTA, as well as the commitment to PREA funding. All of this is going to be phased in as revenues become available, and again, all programs fully implemented by 2024. That's our goal. The governor did put in this budget $50 million to extend the Amtrak rail service that runs along the 29 and 89 corridors, extending it from Roanoke over to Christiansburg's Blacksburg. I was there launching that initial rail service 2009 from Lynchburg. It was the first time that Virginia had invested in intercity passenger rail. Even back then, so 12 years ago, the discussion about how do we get this to Virginia Tech, it was even how do we get this to Bristol, came about. But just think over, these 12 years, starting that service in Lynchburg, expanding it to Roanoke, and now doing what we can to get this to Christiansburg, Blacksburg, into Virginia Tech, really connecting so many colleges and universities and the campus in Northern Virginia with the campus in Blacksburg as well. The opportunity to get this done met us as financial resources are strained and a bit uncertain, but the governor really believes that this is a priority to bring in and connect Southwest Virginia into our statewide rail program. So that's going to be moving forward as we also monitor what's going on in Washington with President-elect Biden's program, this rescue plan, as well as his recovery plan on Build Back Better, making sure Virginia's positioned to be ready on day one. As this all takes place, it's going to be really interesting one day for all of us to be together to look back on this time that we have shared. There will be so many lessons. I really can't wait to toast you all at some point, but so many lessons. And I think one of the most important through these this past year has been the vital role of transportation in our lives, in economic growth, in our competitiveness, and in creating an economy that works for all people, for all Virginians. And I know that you all share that. And so I look forward kind of building on the lessons that we've learned and doing what we can to keep Virginia leading and moving in the months and years to come. And so with that, Mr. Chairman, I am certainly happy to answer any questions you or the board may have.
Excuse me? Does any board member have any questions for the secretary? All right. Well, Madam Secretary, I would like to thank you very much for taking time out of your day to be here and giving us a very nice brief. We know that we have exciting times ahead of us, but the bottom line is supporting our citizens so that we can get an efficient rail service. And I believe that VRE will always be there to support you, and we're always open to any suggestions or phone calls, how we can help. But once again, thank you very much for being with us today.
And Mr. Chairman, may I say that my door is always open and I welcome any thoughts, suggestions, recommendations. I'm very easy to reach. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Moving on, I now virtually pass the gavel to our new chair, Ms. Bennett Parker, and wish her and the rest of the new officers the best of luck in the coming year.
Thank you, Gary. I'm sure when Chairman Skinner picked up the chairman's gavel a year ago, he had no idea what was in store for VRE. He has done a remarkable job helping us maintain momentum as we navigate uncharted territory. This was not Gary's first stint at the helm of the operations board. He previously served as chairman in 2016 and has served multiple times on the executive committee during his 10 years of service to VRE. Throughout 2020, Gary was instrumental in VRE receiving the Virginia Transit Association Safety Award, hiring a new CEO, leading VRE's switch to virtual meetings, partnering with DRPT as it works to stand up the Virginia Passenger Rail Authority and ensure that the Transforming Rail in Virginia initiative moves forward, advancing several important construction projects, including a new LIFECYCLE overhaul and upgrade facility, and improvements at our Fredericksburg, Quantico, and Rolling Road stations, and new rail car procurement as well. So, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Operations Board, I wish to thank you for your service and offer you this token of our appreciation.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Chair, and I wish the best for everybody. Thank you very much. Can't see it. I will show it to you. Is that it? Okay. Once again, thank you very much for that, and I do appreciate serving as the chairperson. I would also thank at this time, there's many things, and this is not accomplished by any one person. As we saw when we opened up Spotsylvania Station back in 2009. The only way that these things are accomplished is that we have a team and a team that works together. I'd like to thank Ms. Katie Crystal for heading up the CEO search. I truly appreciate all the hard work that you did in that. And Ms. Bennett Parker, I thank you for stepping in as chairman when I was not available. Okay, and Ms. Lawson, I would like to thank you for getting the people who are now going to be our new executive officers. Thank you very much, everybody, and I look forward to working with you and as a team. So thank you, Madam Chair, very much.
Thank you. I also want to thank the Operations Board for selecting me as chair. I'm honored and I look forward to continuing to work with you over the coming year. I'm also working to finalize committee assignments and we'll present those at the February meeting. So if you are interested in serving on a particular committee, please do let me know. And with that, I will turn it over to Mr. Dalton for the CEO report.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. And good morning, everybody. I would like to just first sincerely thank Secretary Valentine for her kind words and her continued leadership and enthusiastic support of public transportation throughout the Commonwealth and especially VRE. I too would like to just, on behalf of the VRE staff, thank Chairman Skinner for his leadership for 2020. I'll just echo what Chair Bennett Parker just said. Who would have thunk at the beginning of 2020 we would have entered into arguably some trying times, but I will say, and through Gary's leadership and the rest of the executive team and the entire operations board, we all sort of clung together and just accepted the challenges and continued to move forward. And of course, I can't forget, or I'd be remiss in not mentioning the VRE staff as well. We threw our entire support behind you, Chairman Skinner, and the rest of the team, and it was a pleasure working with you in this role. So hopefully we'll go a little bit easier on you here in 2021, and with Chair Elizabeth Bennett Parker in the seat, she'll help pull us out of this, and we'll move on to whatever that new normal is. So again, thanks everybody. We'll get right into it. On the safety and COVID side, we continue to adhere to a heightened sense of awareness and remain vigilant throughout the VRE service area, considering the events this month in the district. I will say that I'll announce now that just in order to support the enhanced safety and security posture and protocols that surround the inauguration event scheduled for next week, we will be suspending VRE service along with Amtrak and MARC trains in and out of Washington, D.C. starting January 17th. Of course, we don't operate on the weekends, but that suspension for all of us will go from January 17th and to January 21st. I'm going to here a little bit later this morning, we will put some messaging and stuff out to our riders and the general public, but I will say that we are still trying to work an element of that plan, just get clarification on exactly when we could resume service back on January 21st. As you know, we're a commuter service, so frankly, if I can't operate an AM service to get trains into Washington, D.C., I don't have a PM service. So anyway, we will start pushing some messaging and stuff out to the public and our riders, but just wanted to let you know that we were altering our service plan. We already had scheduled not to operate on the 18th, which is Martin Luther King Day, so this affects 2 of our service days on the 19th and the 20th. So with that, continue on. Our staff continues to work primarily from remote work environments, and we continue to maintain a continuity of operations. We have, kind of shifting gears a little bit, but still under COVID, we have completed the pre-registration process for COVID-19 vaccines for staff and contracted service providers through our local health departments. And just so you know, public transit workers are considered essential under the prioritization plan set by the CDC and of course adopted by the Virginia Department of Health. So wanted to let you know that. Ridership. So we continue to operate at a reduced service level, our S Schedule Plus. Overall ridership continues to be down since March. And we also saw a slight decrease in total ridership in the month of December. Of course, this is primarily due to the Christmas and New Year holiday season. And of course, average daily ridership fell the same as total daily ridership or total ridership for the month, right at about 1,000 average daily riders for the month. On-time performance still strong at 96% system-wide, and particularly for the month of December. Again, slightly less freight traffic out there, slightly less interference, but both lines really performed exceptional. So we hope to continue that momentum coming into the new year. So my project spotlight this month, I want to spotlight the LIFECYCLE overhaul and upgrade facility. The slide that we have up there, I just kind of want to orientate you to that. If you go to the center, about the center of the picture and just kind of move to the left there, you'll see this red shaded area. So that is the facility. So as background, of course, the operations board approved the contract for construction during their September meeting. We issued an NTP to the contractor on December 14th with mobilization started immediately. And just as a reminder too, that the LU will be a facility that's fully dedicated to our lifecycle maintenance activities such as removal, repair, reinstallation of locomotive main engines, head end power units, trucks, cars, or car bodies, main generators, auxiliary generators, traction motors, etc. The project completion is anticipated in about 3 years. Here's some shots of this next slide shows some slots of the initial earthwork, if you will, going on out there, and which makes it real. had to stop so you could listen to the sound on that. That's well. Anyway, just wanted to convey that as part of our project spotlight again. Very excited to have construction going on this facility and this project, and we'll provide more updates on this specific project as we progress forward. I did want to spend a moment here on our year-to-date financial performance. As you recall, last January, I did the same thing. We came in where we are at the 6-month mark of our fiscal year, and so just wanted to share some things. The last couple of months, we've been in heavy discussions with the ops board on budgets. So thought we'd take a moment, just kind of look at our performance to date. And this table that's shown up here, just want to clarify some things. The table is it's essentially July through December results. December is some estimates with so the actuals could just vary slightly, but the punchline here is we have a net deficit of about $16.4 million for the first half of the year. And of course, this will be backfilled by draws on our CARES account or CARES Act funds that brings the budget back to zero. Just point out that in going back to our budget discussion last month, we had projected about $32 million of CARES Act money to backfill, to cover expenses and backfill some lost revenue of about $32 million. So this gives you a sense we're about halfway through the year, and we're essentially tracking on that as well. Revenue has trended slightly lower the last couple of months. Fewer riders buying tickets and not using them compared to budget. We have a year-to-date passenger revenue variance of a negative $18 million, or 82% right now. But this is slightly offset by additional reductions in expenses and to maintain that approximately $32 million projection of CARES Act. So again, just wanted to bring this up to let you know where we're at. We'll continue to monitor and update as the actuals roll in for the balance of the fiscal year. Just want to end on a couple of things here. We continue to emphasize our commitment to health and safety of our passengers, staff, and riders. We continue to refresh our messaging through Train Talk, social media, and the VRE website. We continue to maintain that. We look for ways to enhance that. And then just finally, Madam Chair, I just wanted to take a moment here and recognize a very special individual that has been associated with VRE since almost its inception. I wanted to recognize Mike Lake. Mike is a senior transportation planner with Fairfax County Department of Transportation. Mike is actually attending his last VRE Operations Board meeting after 35 years at Fairfax County. And as I mentioned, he's been or specifically Mike has been the VRE liaison from Fairfax County basically since VRE started. And Mike has been a great supporter of VRE and public transportation in the region, and really a staunch advocate. And I can't, overscore that enough. Very, very much an advocate for not only the entire VRE system, but specifically passengers and riders from Fairfax County. So, Madam Chair, I just wanted to, salute Mike. Bravo Zulu, Mike, and you will be missed. This is the end of my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Dalton, and thank you, Mike, for your service. Are there any questions for Mr. Dalton? A reminder that you can raise your hand by next to your name in the participant list, and staff will let me know if anyone has their hands raised.
No.
Madam Chair, no one.
So our next item is VRE riders and public comments. Public comments for this meeting were taken electronically. The public comment period opened 1 week ago today and closed at 8 a.m. this morning. At this time, if there are any comments, the clerk will read them into the record.
Madam Chair, we have received no public comments.
Thank you. The next item is action item 10A. It's a resolution to authorize extension of the lease agreement for parking at the Rippon station. Mr. Dalton, will you please introduce the item?
Yes, thank you. Seeking authorization to extend the lease agreement for parking at the Rippon station. This is an agreement that we have with RCKF Riverside PLP LLC, formerly known as other entities, if you will. But this is for a parking lot adjacent to the Rippon station. And the request is in the amount of $185,677 for 1 year. This is just a quick background. This parking lot provides 320 spaces for us. We initially entered into an agreement back in 2004 where they actually constructed the parking lot, and then we just do an annual lease here. Currently, I don't think it's any secret. Currently, this lot is very much underutilized, but we do anticipate that to change later this year once ridership returns to VRE. And just as note to the lot owner, after discussions with the lot owner and renewing the lease for 1 year, they did forego, which is an annual escalation in the agreement. They elected to forego that for us. So we'll essentially pay the exact same amount that we paid in the previous year. So I will also say that, of course, as with everything else, we continue to monitor and manage, and we won't take it lightly next year when this agreement comes up again. To ensure that this is the level of capacity that we need, and at the rate of which our riders are returning. So that's my summary, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there a motion and a second to approve resolution 10A?
Madam Chair, I move this item forward.
Second, Supervisor Bailey.
Thank you, Ms. Franklin and Ms. Bailey. Are there any questions or comments on this item?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Ms. Franklin.
just want to thank Rich for working on this item. It's something that he and I talked about some time ago, pretty standard, and just want to make sure that we can continue to provide parking at that particular facility. So I would encourage my colleagues to please support this item.
Hearing staff, does anyone have their hands raised?
No.
Will the clerk please call the roll for the vote to approve resolution 10A?
Yes, Mr. Southmark?
Aye.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Bates?
Aye.
Ms. Benna Parker?
Aye.
Ms. Buck?
Aye.
Ms. Crystal?
Aye.
Ms. Franklin?
Aye.
Mr. Kelly?
Aye.
Ms. Lawson?
Aye.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Aye.
Ms. Shelton?
Aye.
Mr. Skinner?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Stork?
Aye.
Mr. Walkinshaw?
Aye.
Madam Chair, that motion passes.
Thank you. The next item is 10B, adoption of changes to the 2021 VRE Operations Board meeting schedule. Mr. Dalton, will you please give us an overview?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The VRE Operations Board is being asked to adopt changes to the 2021 VRE Operations Board meeting schedule. Essentially, two changes there, moving the June 18th, 2021 meeting to June 25th, 2021, and to avoid holding a meeting on a state holiday and establishing a regular meeting be held on July 16th, 2021, and eliminating the August 20th, 2021 meeting. In accordance with the VRE operations bylaws, we are required to formally adopt a meeting schedule for the calendar year on an annual basis. So we also use this time to make any changes from what was already called out in those bylaws. So again, this action before you will change those 2 dates. And if you have any questions, happy to answer them, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I'm very supportive of these changes and look forward to celebrating these holidays. Is there a motion and a second to approve Resolution 10B?
So moved, Madam Chair. This is Crystal.
Second, Smith.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments on this item?
There are no hands raised.
There are no hands raised.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll to approve Resolution 10B?
Mr. Alcorn,
Aye.
Ms. Bailey,
Aye.
Mr. Banks,
Aye.
Chair Bennett Parker,
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Crystal,
Aye.
Ms. Franklin,
Aye.
Mr. Kelly,
Aye.
Ms. Lawson,
Aye.
Mr. McCall,
Aye.
Ms. Shelton,
Aye.
Mr. Skinner,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Stork,
Aye.
Mr. Walkinshaw.
Aye.
And Madam Chair, that motion passes.
Thank you. And now, Mr. Dalton, will you please review our spending authority report?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just in the month of December, we did issue a couple of purchase orders and a task order. I'm happy to discuss any of them in detail, but I do want to draw your attention to the one that is the middle bullet point there, where we issued a task order to ADS System Safety Consulting LLC. This is a task order under an agreement that you approved at, I believe, the November meeting, and this is for safety security consulting services contract. What we've asked them to do, and this is something that we do somewhat periodically, is that just to do a gap assessment on our current system safety program plan, and again, healthy to do that every few years. Do a gap assessment. Let's look at some opportunities for improvement, and also this lines up with a new regulation that has come forth through the FRA. So just want to draw your attention to that. The timing's really good to have an outside fresh set of eyes take a look at what we're doing top to bottom, and of course being able to update that safety security system plan along the same line. So again, not so much the actual task order, just wanted to draw your attention to the task that is being done there. So that is it, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Dalton. Are there any questions or comments? We will now move into a closed session. Mr. Skinner, will you please make the motion?
Thank you, Matt. Pursuant to the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, Section 2-2, 3711.A1 and 3 of the Virginia Code, I move that the VRE Operations Board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing one matter involving the acquisition of real property for public purposes related to the VRE Broadway Station and maintenance facility, where discussion in public would adversely affect the board's negotiating strategy and bargaining position, and for one personnel matter involving an appointee of the commissioners. There are actually 2 items, or is that last one? Was that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Skinner. Is there a second to this motion?
This is Lawson. I'll second that.
Thank you, Ms. Lawson. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Alcorn,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Aye.
Chair Bennett Parker,
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Crystal,
Aye.
Ms. Franklin,
Aye.
Mr. Kelly,
Aye.
Ms. Lawson,
Aye.
Mr. McLaughlin,
Aye.
Ms. Shelton,
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Stork,
Aye.
Mr. Walkinshaw.
Aye.
Madam Chair, that motion passed.
Thank you.
We will go to a closed session. I will, everybody to closed session that's involved in the closed session. If you may, just please accept the invite and press the move button to the breakout session once it shows up on your screen. Please give us a few minutes. I will put the meeting on mute.
Madam Chair, we're ready to go, and if you would like, I would read us back into open session and certify the closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Skinner.
The VRE Operations Board certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge and with no individual member dissenting at the just concluded closed session, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under the Freedom of Information Act were discussed, and only such public businesses matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed session was convened were heard, discussed, or considered. Have a second, please.
Supervisor Alcorn, second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alcorn. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Alcorn,
Aye.
Ms. Bailey,
Aye.
Mr. Banks, Chair Bennett Parker,
Aye.
Ms. Lawson,
Aye.
Ms. Crystal,
Aye.
Ms. Franklin,
Aye.
Mr. Kelly,
Aye.
Ms. Lawson,
Aye.
McLaughlin.
Aye.
Ms. Shelton.
Aye.
Mr. Skinner.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
Mr. Stork.
Aye.
Mr. Walkinshaw.
Aye.
Madam Chair, that motion.
Thank you. We'll now move into board members' times. I'll ask the clerk to and please let us know if you have anything to share at that time.
Mr. Alcorn.
Yeah, just very quickly, I want to thank Mr. Dalton for flagging Mike Lake, a Fairfax County employee of many years and supporter of the Virginia Railway Express in his retirement, and congratulating him. I wanted to join him in that. And not only is this his last VRE meeting, but it's his last day as a Fairfax County employee, I understand. So anyway, thank you very much, Mike. You've been super helpful. All the things you've done over the years. Thank you for your service.
Ms. Bailey.
Just want to say again, Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you for the great discussions that we had today and the clarity that came forward as well. And be healthy. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Banks is no longer with us, is that right? Chair Bennett Parker.
Nothing.
Ms. Bomke.
Yes, just wanted to say thank you to former Chairman Skinner for his leadership last year during a difficult time, and wish Chairwoman Bennett Parker great leadership this year. Thank you.
Ms. Crystal.
Thank you. No comments.
Ms. Franklin.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to serving alongside Miss Elizabeth Bennett Parker. She promised me that I will get all the train stations I want in my district, so I'm looking forward to working with her. Thank you, guys.
Mr. Kelly.
Pass.
Ms. Lawson.
So Gary, thank you for your leadership last year, and to Mr. Lake of Fairfax County, happy retirement. Thank you for your decades of service to the public. No doubt transportation planning gets unrecognized a lot, but we know on this board how important your role is. So I just wanted to echo Mr. Alcorn's comments and congratulate you on your retirement.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Nothing for me, thank you.
Ms. Shelton.
No comments.
Mr. Skinner.
Thank you. I would like to just thank everybody once again. It was a pleasure. I appreciate all the cooperation, all the extra time that board members put into it. I certainly want to thank Rich and his staff. I've never worked with a more professional and a better staff, especially during these hard times. And Ms. Bennett Parker, congratulations on being the new chairperson. And you've got a great team to work with. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Mr. Smith. Mr. Stork.
Oh, sorry, I didn't quite hear my name. I want to thank Mr. Skinner for his service for the past year. I know that the extra time is always difficult in our busy lives, and I appreciate his willingness to serve, and I thank him for his continued service. I want to congratulate Ms. Bennett Parker. Look forward to working with you as chair. And I also wanted to thank Mr. Lake for his long service to not only Fairfax County, but his support and involvement with the VRE board. Thank you.
Everyone enjoy the rest of your day. This is Ralph. Take care.
Thank you. Mr. Walkinshaw.
Thank you. I just want to pile on and thank Mike Lake for his decades of service to the county and VRE, and for my colleagues here. If I or Supervisor Alcorn or Supervisor Stork has ever said anything during these meetings that sounded remotely informed or intelligent, it's only because we were reading the staff notes that Mike prepares for us before these meetings. So Mike, thank you for that and everything else you've done.
With that, is there a motion and a second to adjourn?
So move, Supervisor Bailey.
Second, Skinner.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll? Or do we need to?
Mr. Alcorn.
Aye.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye.
Isabella Parker?
Aye.
Ms. Bob?
Aye.
Ms. Franklin?
Aye.
Ms. Crystal?
Aye.
Mr. Kelly?
Aye.
Ms. Lawson?
Aye.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Aye.
Ms. Shelton?
James Walkinshaw.
Has left the
meeting.
Aye.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Stark?
Aye.
Mr. Walkinshaw has left the meeting. And that motion passes.
Thank you all. See you next month.
Has left the meeting.